Are we going? Are we going? Are we on? Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping into the channel today, GenX Glam. And if you're coming back, thank you so, so much for coming back. The new subscribers, I love it when you say, hey, I'm a new subby, or I'm a new sub, or I'm a new subscriber. I love it because then I can say like, hey, welcome aboard. So glad to have you. And I know there's people that probably watch videos. I watch videos and I don't always subscribe to certain stations, but I do watch the videos. But the great thing about subscribing here at GenX Glam, there is a kickback because we're organically somehow I've I've evolved or have established some sort of weekly giveaway schedule. Although, folks, in July, that's going to change because I'm going on vacay. I'll do my best to bring you with, buy maybe like one of those selfie sticks and show you a few things while I'm on summer vacation at the lake. And, not wearing a lot of glam, definitely sunscreen. But I've mentioned before, I just can't play sports and makeup. I'm not going to like be jumping in and out of the lake all day and going and applying makeup in between dips. It's just not happening. But I would like to show you a few things from my childhood beach cottage perimeter. It's quite woodsy. It's woods and water, okay? And it's in the middle of nowhere. It's quite fantastic. Never have had a landline in the cottage. I will say that reception is pretty spotty, although we do have one of our properties has Wi-Fi, not on the lake. It's pretty bad on the lake for connectivity, but we're going to see. We're going to try and do some fandangled stuff to see if we can like shoot some Wi-Fi from across the street out to the lake, and we'll see what we can get. But there was one thing that I have in mind already. This, if you're new to the channel, Mom in the Basement, talk a lot of stuff off the cuff, extemporaneously, I like to say. I get off track, but I try to get back on. So one of the, and I do plan, I do research, I do plan. I think I planned this video. I pulled out a bunch of eyelid primers and brow gels because we're going to look at today. Star of the show is e.l.f. I love it when e.l.f. is the star of the show because e.l.f. dropped a new lid primer and they dropped a new brow sculpting product. So we're going to look at those. But my whole point is I do plan and research my videos, even though it may not seem like it. There's a method to the madness. Anyway, something that I have in mind for this summer when I get that selfie stick or whatever, maybe I just hold my camera and try to keep it steady so nobody gets motion sickness. I want to show you the milkweed on the beach, and I want to show you the monarch butterflies that hang out at our milkweed ever since I can remember. We're part of a migratory track, and Arctic butterfly. I know this will be a particular. Okay, I'm not in the Arctic. Okay, but yeah, the milkweed. I mentioned in my comments, like the monarchs come. They're so pretty, and they hang out. We have to be careful though because the bees also like that part of the beach. But so I want to show you guys the monarch butterflies and whatever else I can show you. It may be a little bit slow in the month of July, but remember when I come back in the fall, I was talking about going to beauty school. I really would like to do that. I have to scrape up some more change from the bottom of my purse in order to make that happen. But I think it would be something fun that, something I would think is fun as I am this mom on this like midlife makeup crisis. I've always been great about my skincare, but couldn't care less about wearing makeup most of my life. And I'm having some sort of midlife makeup crisis where I've amassed a huge collection and I share it with you here from my basement here at the GenX Glam station. All right, so all that aside, my point of saying is vacation's coming up. I'm trying to come at you as much as I can before things really start to get like do or die, like kids graduation coming up here at the end of June, and then we're pretty much out of here. I've got to get my beauty in line. Next weekend, I'm going to go get my eyebrows threaded and probably laminated, and I'm also going to get my hair touched up, although that color is not peeking through that bad. I swear, this is like, it's been, I don't know, a couple of months since I got my roots touched up, and I haven't had any highlighter or coloring done, and it's not looking too bad, but I think I'm going to go get touched up before the summer. before summer vacation in terms of like the routes at least. Maybe probably not any highlights because I'm going to be out playing tennis and swimming a lot. And the night before we shove off, because this is going to be a road trip, my husband, my older son, and the cat, my younger son's going to drive back with my parents after the older son's graduation a few days in advance of us. But yeah, the cat too. The night before, I'm getting a manicure and a pedicure, and it's gonna have to hold. It's gonna have to hold. It'll be shellac, so it'll give it a little extra oomph to hold, because where I'm going up there in the woods and the lake, it's a bit of a drive to get to find a salon. I mean, obviously we can, but the goal is to stay like away, as far away from civilization as possible. And I have a friend coming from Europe, the girl who was like the kingpin. Is that the right expression? Kingpin in the initiative to get me Xena, my female orange cat, all the way from Denmark. She's coming to spend a couple weeks of her summer vacations. The first time I've hosted her in Florida. Hosted her in Florida when she was preggers a couple of years ago, and now she's coming with her baby who's gonna turn 2 with us. And I'm just so excited to catch up, play tennis, just hang out, like listen to the water, the stars, like the sky. There's very little light pollution, so it's like, it's quite amazing. Of course, there's bugs. Gotta have your off. Gotta have your off. But before I could go on and on about just the lake. I mean, this is where my family comes back every summer, no matter where we are, what we're doing. Everybody dedicates time to come back and spend weeks and weeks, as much time as we can together, just in and out, you know. So it's going to be fun. All right, let's get into the video. I pulled out, this is, like I said, this is a lid primer and brow sculpting video looking at a lot of different brands and products. I've already done my face. I did my skincare. I did some color correcting. I used my Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow primer. My mom sent me a creamy blush from Tarte going on a couple months ago. I think she found it at TJ Maxx. It's really pretty. It's in the shade Rose. I haven't used it. Today's the first time I've used it, and I've dabbed it on quite a few times. It is, it's pretty pigmented, but it really settles in. Like, I put it on and I think, whew, that's like pigmented. But then I look back in the mirror and it's settled in quite nicely. I went over top of it. Now I'm going to have to go over top of it again with my powder blush, also kind of in like the light pink family, kind of rosish, from Guerlain. I don't own a lot of Guerlain makeup. You know, obviously you've heard me go on and on about my Guerlain skincare that I do, and I'm plussing up. And then I just, you know, I did some creamy bronzer because I can't help myself. But I did not put anything on my lids because that's what's happening. Besides moisturizer, I did use my Guerlain eye cream up there. So let's get into it. Let us just get into it. Let's start with the brows. Okay, so these products I pulled out here, these are all brow products that have a spoolie to them, right? And these couple that I pulled out here, and I think that there's more at the Glam Station, but these two I pulled out, these have a comb. All right, so we've got the Too Faced Fluff and Hold. This is one of my latest purchases. I really like it. Essence, Fix It, love it. These are all, again, spoolies. This is one of my favorite e.l.f. products. It's a restock for me. I think it costs like $4, might be $6. One end is a brow primer and the other end is a lash primer. This is Charlotte Tilbury, Fix It. I guess they're like Essence, or Essence is like Charlotte. I don't know. It's Fix It Brow Fix. And then this is a quintessential Benefit, but it is in the spoolie family, not the comb. So I don't know if you're a comb or if you're a spoolie type of folk when you put on your lid gel. And then let's go in with the stars show. This is the e.l.f. and it's fantastic because you get a comb, you get a brush, and you get a spoolie. It's like a threefer. I really like it, and I've used it a few times. The formula is fantastic. The sculpting gel part of it, they put in their description like a laminated look, and a lot of brow products put laminated look into their product. That's one of the reasons I bought this Patrick Ta. I think it's Patrick Ta. Yes, it is. It is Patrick Ta. brow product because it had the word laminate in it. And that was before I got my brows laminated, and I hadn't like taken that plunge yet. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll go for it. But I'm wondering if it's laminated because like they use this word laminated because a lot, like this is a comb and you really do need to get in there with this comb to get that laminated separated look on your brows. All right, so I'm not going to bother to open any of these up. I will comment that that this Kosas Airbrow was not one of my favorites. It said it didn't pill, and it felt like sometimes it didn't, and then sometimes it did. So I don't know. But as you can see, I've made it through most of it, and I'm going to keep going. Eventually I'll get through it, but it's not going to be a repurchase for me. So then again, like here are the combs. I'm going to go ahead on this brow over here and use it and just try to, gosh, I hate it when this like, oh dear, that shouldn't have gotten in the way. I hate it when these products have like the trails of glue after them. I really do. It's the comb. I really think it's the comb that gives these things, you know, the laminated look as opposed to the spoolies that are just getting the product on, and you really need to go in with, you know, a lot of times your brow products like your you know, come with a spoolie that you can just kind of get in there and, you know, get some more. I mean, that's not too far off from laminated look. So we'll give it that. But now let's try the e.l.f. Let's try the e.l.f. The instructions with the e.l.f. are this. You take out the spoolie end. Look at that. This is a brand new one. So nice. You got to go one way. And, you know, I've seen the gurus on other channels. They tell you this. You got to go both ways with your product. It looks kind of funny, but you kind of just, it's got to get, you're coating all of your lashes. All right, so there it is. That's like the coating, you know, phase. This product is really sculpting. Like it's already, I can feel it wanting to just stay in place. But how you get that laminated look, and there is a learning curve with this, and of course it's giving me trouble. There, I got it off. The cap, you really have to pop it. All right, you go in with the comb. So step one is use the spoolie, you spread the product forward, backwards on your brows. You just get it all in there. Then you use this comb to really separate out. Now my brows are not in good shape, okay? That's why I need to go get them threaded soon before vacation. But like you can see how they're just all over the place. Then you take your brush side and you kind of just flatten them. You know, you can get your curvature. So it's something you got to play with, but I recommend it. I think it's $8. I like it a lot. All right, let's go in. I have a ton of lid primers that I pulled out, and it's a little bit over the top, but we're gonna go ahead and use the new one from e.l.f. and I'll randomly pick another one and then go my lid look is generally very basic, and I don't always use a lid primer despite me having a ton of them. But I use my my light reflecting under eye brightener from NARS in the shade Night Swan often as my lid primer, because I'm often just like, you know, I'm always like, I'm in a hurry, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So when I go in with that under eye brightener here, I make like spectacles. I go here, so I draw it out here, like, you know, like would be the you know, the side of your glasses, and then I draw it here, so it's just like a big circle with my what do you call that? I've lost the word. You know, when you're wearing glasses and it's the side of your glasses, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I often use this as my primer. It's mattifying, and, you know, I go over it with, almost always hit my lids with the creamy bronzer. That's my way of masking the discolorations, and then I do a light dust of a neutral, usually shaded shadow. And it's the same process if I use a primer too. You know, I might put a primer on top of this, and then on top of that primer go in with my creamy bronzer and then a light shade over the top. I mean, it's just the way that I do it. All of this is personal choice. Let's go in. Oh, Zena's here. I hear her. Somebody let her in. I let her outside. All right. Hey, Zena. Hi. She's not going to come on camera, but I like she's behind me rustling around in a bag. All right, so this is P. Louise. This is the P. Louise. Sorry, I have a hair here. We're going in for it. This is the P. Louise lid primer. I feel like it's like the most pigmented one that I have. I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand here. And I wanted to show you that this is a knockoff of the P. Louise primer that I got I got on Amazon. So let's just look pigment. It almost looks like it's a concealer, but it's not. It is a lid primer. It is the product that kicked off the P. Louise empire. She apparently, I've told this story before. You've heard it before. She used some MAC lid primer that got discontinued, and she was like, maybe I could do one. And so she borrowed some money from her grandma, and she opened up her beauty academy, and she focused on, you know, her first product out of that endeavor was this rumor-based lid primer. And I do like it. Like I usually use, you guys don't see me use this a lot on camera because I play with it a lot. Like I go back and I'm very particular about getting it applied. I do use my fingers to do it. It has I like it because it has like a built-in pigment. I feel like it does. This is actually rumor base shade 2. Like it comes in a gazillion shades and solid colors. Like if you want a green look, a pink look, a black look, a white look, you can buy. It's like they're like little paint tubes and they're pretty affordable. It's just that they come all the way from the UK. Speaking of which, I really wanted to do the next GenX Glam giveaway as a P. Louise giveaway. But I was waiting for my April subscription box to come in the mail, and I thought for sure it would yesterday, and it didn't. So we're going to pivot. And if you're really stealth, you can go in the comments, all these comments here in GenX Glam and recent videos, and find my conversation I had with one of our subbies, and she knows who she is because I'm sure she's read the comment. And I mentioned in that conversation what we're going to pivot to for next week's giveaway. It's not going to be P. Louise because I'm standing strong. I'm not going to compromise. When that P. Louise April subscription box comes in, we're going to do the P. Louise bronze brush bundle giveaway, and it comes with one of the 20 shades of P. Louise's new creamy bronzer that she's calling Spoiled. So we're pivoting to a different brand giveaway. We'll find out tomorrow, so tune in and definitely subscribe because you need to be subscribed to the channel and make a comment in those giveaway videos. All right, that's good enough. All right, I pulled out, you know, Sylvia was mentioning that she likes this Shiseido squares as well. So I pulled it out. Like, look at how many you get, and it was 16 Canadian dollars. I think that's pretty competitive because, like, here's my favorite from Sephora. I think you only get 40 of them, and these are $6. And I don't know, does it say how many on here? I don't have my reading glasses on. It's a lot. And this is just MCo Beauty. These are like the little round ones. I use these for kind of like, I don't know, neck cleanup, back of hand cleanup. I don't want to use my more expensive or higher quality cotton swabs for cleanup. So do you? I mean, come on, let's be honest. So there's our P. Louise, our more pigmented one. I'm just going to rapid fire through some of these other ones I have and let you know my feeling on them. This is the Essence. This is the Essence primer. Love it. Mattifying. Love it. Thank Me Later. This is from Amazon. I've seen other people talk about this online. I just found it when I found this. Just was searching like lid primers and reading reviews on all of them. And it's really not, it's pretty nice. I'll swatch it quick, but man, we gotta fly. Because today I have to go to the post office. I have to grocery shop. There's so much to do in the house before we go on vacation, and I have to get the house ready for visiting family that are coming for the boys' graduation. And the landlord wants to do a walkthrough. I mean, I'm trying to come at you. And you know I have, because if you look at my video history, I've been coming at you the past week. I'm going to keep coming at you the next couple of days, because then we're going to start at the calm before the storm in terms of our lull here. I'll do my best. I want to hang out so bad, but the glam station is the glam station. It's here in the basement. You know, I don't have a plan for a mobile glam station, at least not yet. All right, here is the This is the NYX lid primer, and I like it a lot. I've used it before. It's like, I don't know why I bother swatching these things. What they give you is they give you a grip. That's what these primers are supposed to be doing. They're supposed to lay down a nice base so that when you come on top of it with either your creamy or your powder shadows, it minimizes the creasing. Like, listen, there's no eraser, even though the next thing I'm going to talk about is the Maybelline eraser. But there's no eraser. We can't erase the lines. We earned them. We earned them. We can minimize. We can find products that make us think that we're doing some erasing or making an improvement, that make us happy, right, to use. But there's always going to be imperfections, and that's just the way it is, because it's reality, and reality bites sometimes. But you gotta look at the glass as like half full, right? It's like, just don't worry when you look in the mirror. I'm sure you look fantastic. Just have fun. Just have fun with it all. That's what I'm finding. Anyway, this is the Maybelline eraser. If you go on Maybelline's website, and I do press in a lot, but I have I think some stray cotton flying around my face that's giving me a little bit of itch. So let's just pat it out. Pat it out. When in doubt, pat it out. But no, Maybelline, and I'm going to link this really cool article, link to these articles that Maybelline gives on all these eye looks. Like, you can do lid looks, shadow looks, eyeliner, lots of great eye articles. Maybelline, you gotta trust Maybelline. They've been around forever. This is shade 160. This is a quintessential shade. This is really popular out there, the Maybelline Erase product. As you can see, this is actually the second one I've gone through in the past, I don't know, year and a half, 2 years. I bought these things as an early part of my collection in different shades. And the 160 I use for underneath here for color correcting specifically. But Maybelline in this linked article tells you how you can use this as an example of using a concealer as your lid primer. I just thought it was really a really good article, so I'm going to link it. This is from MCo Beauty. MCo Beauty, we've talked about it. I don't have a lot of time. It's an Australian brand. They're known for knocking stuff off. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be a knockoff for, but I did pull out, I showed this in my last video. This is the knockoff for the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush filter, which, as you can see, I'm quite a fan of, and so is my mother. She's quite a fan of this, and she's got 70-some-year-old skin. This is okay. I can see the difference in the formulas. It's not a ton, but I can see the difference, and this is not the formula that I would want to use in my fine areas, like under my eye. But forehead, chin, get rid of some of the shine, smooth out some of the edges. It's okay for that, but I wouldn't put this in fine areas. So if you're looking into MCo Beauty and trying it, this is still a fave. It's a fave. And if it was a fave for my 70-something-year-old mom, quickly I will tell you, 2 Easters ago, I put together this massive glam basket and combination Easter birthday, and just all kinds of stuff, skincare, correctors, blushes. I gave her the L'Oreal telescopic mascara when that was trending. And then the following summer, 5 months later, when we all rendezvoused at the beach house, she gave me back what she was like, nope, not for me, because as our skin ages, I don't know, my family, and I learned from my grandma, I learned from my mom, it seems like our trend is always minimalistic, but definitely less, as you age. So you just have to keep playing around with it. And that's why I'm having my midlife makeup crisis, because I'm enjoying playing with this stuff before I'm going to have to start even getting even less out there, more minimalistic, if you can imagine. This also got from MCo Beauty, number 2. It's supposed to be a dupe for sure of the Sol de Janeiro product, and I say G because I lived in Brazil for several years, and they pronounce DEG, whereas in Europe, in Spain, and in Portugal, that DE sound is de, but I would pronounce this Sol de Janeiro, and it is not the same, okay? Because this is Rio Radiant, so it's not the same scent, but this is the family. It has a million numbers. I will tell you, though, that this little roll-on here smells so good. I'll tell you exactly what it smells like. It smells like my Brazilian bum cream. exact same scent. I love this. Got it in the Sephora sale. Lost the little plastic cover that's supposed to go over, and that's why I've got this big clump there, but I use this often. Love it. It's going on vacation with me. All right, let's get into the e.l.f. So I showed you the MCo Beauty. Now we're getting into the star of the show, the e.l.f., but I do want to show you my least favorite ever e.l.f. product. They're the predecessor to this lid primer. It's just, I'm not the only one. It does not get fantastic reviews. I also had pulled out this Smashbox lid primer that I got at Cosmetic Company for like 60 or 70% off. So let's go in. This e.l.f. is not super pigmented, but I am going to put it in. It comes in a tube, so obviously we can see totally different packaging this time around. I just got a whole goop out. I made a mess too. I squeezed the tube and I got a bunch out. All right, this is the lid we're going on. This is first impressions. It feels really smooth. It doesn't feel as thick as the P. Louise. We need to let it dry down. The P. Louise is dried down. This is one of the reasons I went off talking, because I really wanted to give the P. Louise one that we put on a chance to dry down, because we're going to do my classic soft dusting. Although I'm just not the best. I appreciate everybody who gives me positive comments, but I know I would say I'm not a guru. I am just really not the best demo person, because I have very little subject matter expertise in makeup application. But I read directions, and I figure that's what the average person does anyway. So let's go in with my with a Too Faced like nude palette and go on the P. Louise eye. This Maybelline article was so great. You know, they remind you to go in and coat and I have hooded eyes too, which gives us even more of a challenge, but to use your lighter shade first and just to get in there. So I'm using my lighter shade to, go over the primer to do that first layer of attack against, covering up discolorations, which is what I do normally. Anyway. I don't know if let's give this a test. Let's see. This is P. Louise. We didn't get any stick. This is e.l.f. So you can see like the P. Louise one is much more of a, like a paint. And that e.l.f. one is giving you that grip. That's been my experience with like trying out different lid primers. Some of them give you that grip, and some of them just give you like a really nice, like almost like shade, like, pigment to them. And that's kind of why, I think some people use mattifying concealers as their primer. All right, there we go. So it's just like a light shade. And you know what's coming next? It's just another light. It's just another light shade. And they say with hooded, instead of like at the crease line doing like your blend and your blend up, you blend the dark up, you kind of go a little bit above your crease. I don't know. I'm going in with a warm rose. I'm going to go above my crease on both sides. And then I'm going to take sort of a fluffier brush from e.l.f. This is e.l.f. And I'm just going to do like a little bit of a blend. Listen, I got to go. I got to get to the post office. I'm going to work a little bit more with it. What can I say? I love hanging out here with you guys and sharing new products. And I was super excited to get the new e.l.f. products this week and come down here in the basement and share them with you. I will see you tomorrow when we talk giveaways. I'll link the video to the current giveaway, although it's kind of overcome by events because I've stuffed more stuff in it. So know that it's barely zipped up if you decide to subscribe and make a comment and get in the running for that. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, have a fantastic day. Thank you for hanging out here with me. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Oh, before I go, I just wanted to say this is a shout out to Barb, who said, hey, don't forget about Clinique when you keep grinding away at your skincare routines. This lipstick that I have been wearing is my OG Think Bronze. I don't know. Don't fact check me on it, but I've been wearing it at least for 20 years. Take care wherever you are. I'll see you in the next video.